Begits, hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Real Madrid versus Manchester United. Almost forgot who they were playing against. I was not expecting to catch this game. I thought the game that I was going to catch, that I was going to review, was Barcelona versus Arsenal, which I'm going to do tomorrow. Definitely, I'm not going to watch two games back to back. I'm not that kind of crazy. I wish I were. But yeah, I definitely want to watch that game because I have no idea what Barcelona are working with, and I'm interested. I'm really curious to see what Barcelona has. But this game was fun. It was a fun game. It was a really fun game. And to start things off, Jude Bellingham, man. Jude Bellingham, hats off. Hats off to Jude Bellingham because it's too early to call it, but there's something special. Something special in this player. And I think he's going to play a pivotal role in this campaign, in this season for Real Madrid. And the following seasons as well. Just the more he plays, and I'm just curious to see how well, how much, in what way is he gonna evolve? What kind of player he's gonna be for the English national team as well. He's gonna be something special, I think, in the years to come. Maybe a future Ballon d'Or. Just the way he's playing. I mean, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Zidane with the composure and the simplicity. He gets the ball and he doesn't try to do anything too complicated. It's just bringing it back to the basics. It's just like the 101 football. First of all, that goal. I mean, just the way he brought it down, the composure. Somebody else would have freaked out. Somebody else would have panicked. And you could just tell in their body language. He brought it down, and he knew exactly what he was going to do. He knew exactly that he was going to chip that ball over Onana. Beautiful. Beautiful of a goal. Yeah, he's starting off really well for Madrid. It's not he's arrived. He was already there. It seems like he's already been playing for Madrid for the longest time, and I said it before, but I'm really curious to see La Liga just because of this player. Obviously Madrid as well. They have a very attractive football, but I'm definitely interested to see Jude Bellingham again. They're just friendlies. I don't want to call it. I pretty much did. But I'm just interested. I'm curious to see if those predictions that I have are going to come to fruition. The way he plays, I mean, it's just so simple. He doesn't try to do anything too difficult. Defending, he runs with far less steps, but he gets there just as quickly as Vinicius, for example. Because of those long, powerful strides. You know what I mean? And you can't destabilize him. There's no way. You can have 2-3, especially one-on-one. There's no way you're going to take the ball away from him. He knows how to cover the ball. Great player. If you put somebody like him and Garnacho, for instance, side by side, which they're pretty much the same age, 19, 20 years old, you can just see the quality in Bellingham. And I'm not dumping on Garnacho because I really like Garnacho, but the problem with Garnacho, at least in this game, for instance, it took him a while to get involved in the game. And when he got involved, he had like one or two, maybe three chances that he was able to create. But by then, in a real game, I think they would have taken him out because I think it was the second half where he got involved. Yeah, it was the second half where he had that long distance shot, and then he had a little one-on-one versus Carvajal where he juked him, went to the right, and then passed to someone. And the pass wasn't the best, but the other person, I think it was Bruno Fernandes, or I don't know who it was. I think Rashford maybe. They got to it, but barely. There was another one that he gave a pass to Bruno Fernandes, but also a very compromising pass, you could say. I think it's going to take time for Garnacho if he has that, if they give him that. I know he's signed a new contract, so he's going to stay, but I don't know. This season I think it's very important for him. It's going to be a very challenging season. I don't see him starting. I think if anything he has issues starting, as we've seen, because all the hoopla, all the news, all the buzz was when he would come in, the last 20 minutes of a game, and he would just score one or two goals, right? So it makes sense to get on that hype train about we got the new Beckham, the new Cristiano Ronaldo. He's just not that kind of player. He's a player like just intermittently. He goes in and he does something for a little while and that's it. But he's not a 90-minute player, it seems. And the last two games that he's played, this one and the one before against Milan, it just seems like he struggled, to get into the game. And he seems very much like a 19-year-old. When you see someone like Jude Bellingham, and I'm not trying to praise one over the other. I'm just trying to be objective as much as I can because I didn't really care for Jude Bellingham. Even when I saw him in Dortmund. If you see any of my videos, I'm kind of shitting on Jude Bellingham. Complaining, whining. He hasn't done that, right? And when he did that today against Lisandro Martinez, he was in his right to say that. to get upset. The quality, the quality, just he seems so at ease playing for Madrid, which is not the easiest thing to do, let's be honest, especially with the Spanish media. It's not the easiest thing to have that kind of pressure on you, but he seems to be taking it really well. Oh, and like as I was mentioning, the challenge from Martinez, I thought that challenge was amazing. At first when I saw it, I was like, come on, man, when it was live, I said, come on, stop being a baby, get up, get used to that, because you might see him in the Champions League. That's just a sample you're getting. If anything, he's being nice, but when you see the replay, it was unnecessary, but I still loved it. But he had he had a right to complain. He could have gotten injured. Who else? Lisandro Martinez, loved him. Yeah, he was good for the time that he was on the field. Rashford, I'm thinking when I see Manchester United, I'm thinking, what's the deal? What's the latest? I'm not up to date, but what's the latest with the number 9? Because anytime they transition, anytime that they counterattacked Manchester United, I thought they did really well, and they had plenty of chances to get to the final third of Madrid, but they just couldn't find any clear chances at goal. Very few. The one with Garnacho, there was a shot cross from Rashford. Anthony, I guess if that counts, like in the second half, with his cutting in from the right, and I mean just skying it and just like hitting it a little bit too wide. But that's it. That was it. I can't think. Maybe I'm missing one or two other plays, but barely. But they did have, they were able to get to the final third, but there wasn't any clarity. And to me, that's just a lack of a number 9. And look, Rashford is a great player. You give him like 1 centimeter of a chance towards goal, and he's gonna score. Rashford's the kind of player that he barely touches the ball, but when he does, he could score on you. He's very lethal and dangerous, but you can't just rely on him to be your go-to number 9. He's not going to win games, by himself. He's not that kind of player. He can definitely bring a lot to the table and be an important addition to that vacancy that they're not able to fill. I don't know what's going on. I'm wondering, like, I know Kane isn't coming because he's going to go to Bayern Munich. What's up with Victor Osimhen? I heard something about him, just he's going to stay in Napoli. What's Manchester United doing? I think they're in dire need. They're desperate for a number 9. I think that's their problem. That's their main problem for them. I wouldn't be too confident betting on United for this season to be in the top 4, to be honest. They probably will get there, but struggling. That's the way I see it with the United. But besides that, look, I thought they played well. I like what I see. There were moments, actually, in United, there were moments where they were touching the ball like nobody's business. Way better than Madrid. There were like 2-3 moments that it was just flowing. They looked like a machine, like androids, just like off of memory. And yes, they had more possession than Madrid the first half. And Madrid did control the ball. And I mean, Madrid's Madrid, right? Just that gameplay that they have, everybody involved. But United were so much clean. You could tell that there was a lot of work from Ten Hag this whole season that they been playing together. There's a lot of improvement there. But again, that number 9, I think that number 9 is crucial. Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka, the last season when I saw him play, I was anytime I would see Wan-Bissaka, I wanted Dalot to come in just because he was better on the ball. But lately, the last games that he played, Wan-Bissaka, the last season, I thought he did a great job. And these last 2 games, again, they're friendlies, I get that, but he looks so good. He looks so good on the ball. It's like, dare I say, he got better, on the ball. I would like him to start, but we'll see what happens. Williams, I just got to know this kid play. I like what I see. A lot of commitment. Kind of reminds me, but not exactly, Gallagher, that kind of intensity. Mount, I don't understand that formation of Mount, Rashford, and Garnacho. I don't see it working. Mount, look, man, defensively and as a recoverer of balls, and then distributing the balls and picking out a player, I think he could be very useful that way. But attacking-wise, again, these, like, I'm always going to say these are just preseason friendlies. These, the first 2 games I think that he's played. I don't like that. I don't see Mount. Like, I almost feel like y'all got gypped. Y'all got conned on Manchester United by Chelsea. Yeah, y'all got played. You got played. I think you got played on that end. But again, it just started. We'll see what happens. Vasquez to Joselu for the bicycle kick. Beautiful goal. But I do think, and I'm going to be a little bit harsh here, I do think Onana could have gotten to that ball. I really, really think he could have gotten to that ball. I know it's preseason friendly. I know, like, he probably was stunned. He didn't expect that, but I mean, I don't care if it's a preseason friendly. If anything, you know it's a preseason friendly, so you know people are going to do that. Even in a real game, I think he would have done that. He had so much space, and that just looked like the most natural thing to do in that moment. And Onana didn't even, dude, I don't know. I've seen Onana play 3 games for Inter Milan, and I'm not convinced. He's not a bad goalie. He's just a goalie. I was always rooting for De Gea to stay because last season, what I saw again, I don't know how 5-6 months that I saw Manchester United play, I thought he did a really good job. Now I heard, and I wasn't around, I wasn't watching those games. De Gea didn't have good seasons for Manchester United. But what do you expect after 12, how many years, 10, 12 years being at Manchester United? Let's say 3. He didn't have 3 solid seasons. I mean, if he had 3, that's a lot. He would have been kicked out. They would have gotten rid of him. But, that's going to happen to Onana. If he's there 10, 12 seasons, he's going to have those kind of games. So I didn't think it was imminent for them to get a replacement for De Gea. But, well, they got him, We'll see with Onana. I don't know. I'm not too convinced. Madrid, really well. Camavinga, to me, was the best player. He was the man of the match. Hats off to, Jude Bellingham for the awesome goal. But Camavinga was the GOAT. He was the player for me. He was just box to box. He made some mistakes, giving the ball away. Some of the tackles weren't timed well. But this guy, he was the midfield. In the second half, to me, he was the entire midfield. Like, they didn't need whoever else they had. They had Cruz, and Valverde. They didn't have horrible games or anything like that. But Camavinga, my God. Cowabunga. I mean, he's just, what an amazing, can't believe I said that. What an amazing player. What an amazing player. To me, he's such a key player for Madrid. And he's only going to get better. I think he's only going to get better. He's going to have to hone in and just polish up those little mistakes that he made here and there. What else? Who else did I leave out? Garnacho, Anthony, Maguire. It's funny, when Maguire would touch the ball, people would, I don't know if they were cheering or booing. It sounded like a cheering, right? I don't know. Because that's what the last game they played against, who they play, was it, I can't remember who they played, Manchester United. But the last game they played, they were also cheering for him. Arsenal, when they were playing against Arsenal. Rodrigo, in the beginning, seemed like you were going to get a really good game, a proper game from Rodrigo. He had that one dribble that he got on Casemiro, and he got the foul, and it just seemed like things were going to start playing off that way. He was going to feed off of that one play. And then, he just kind of got a little bit sloppy and lazy. He didn't have a bad game. Definitely didn't have a bad game. Vinicius also thought he had a really good game. Maybe tired. Who knows? The heat. It's really hot over here. All over the world. Everybody's saying it's super hot. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Guys, thank you so much again for watching. Stay tuned for future videos, of course. And I'll catch you guys in the next match. Cheers.